The Minister of Social Affairs, Pauline Irene, recently launched a competition to award the most disability-inclusive councils in Cameroon by December 2024. The project, which was launched at the 2024 ordinary session of the National Committee for the Readaptation and Socio-Economic Reintegration of Persons with Disabilities, goes a long way to contribute to the integration and effective participation of PWDs in the society. Hello and welcome to this maiden edition of our magazine, Breaking Barriers. The magazine challenging societal norms, bringing forth to you stories of resilience. Today, we shine light on the socio-professional integration of visually impaired persons in the Northwest region. In a region beset by socio-political unrest and insecurity, the resilience of these visually impaired people is peculiar. We will focus on the adaptive skills of three remarkable individuals who, despite not being born blind, have faced significant challenges in life but still continue to strive for success in their professional lives. Join us as we explore their stories and demonstrate that disability is not an inability. In the rural neighborhood of Yilla, nestled in the Bamenda 3 subdivision of the Northwest region, Desmon is preparing for his 2-hour philosophy class with Upseed Art students at the Government Bilingual High School at Yilla.
So happy to see you in school today.
No, it's my pleasure. Just that the sun seems unbearable.
Yeah.
Having been employed as a full-time teacher in the school for almost a year now, Desmon explains that his mobility to and from the classrooms is facilitated by the assistance of his students and his familiarity with the terrain, aided by his white cane.
Access towards teaching and learning does not just encompass just coming and lecturing and so on. But what happens is that I of course work with the complicity of the students and my colleagues so that I'll be able to find my way through. Slowly but surely, I'm almost now getting used to the environment.
A visually impaired teacher instructing sighted students.
Even Socrates tells us that in the Socratic irony, all I know is that I know nothing.
Watching him teach, one wonders how he manages to evaluate examination scripts.
There's no special unique skill that I use. Of course, when I'm marking, I can either use an assistive technology, though that will take some time. But most often I work with friends and colleagues that we can mark together.
Desmon's integration into the school community is supported by testimonials from the school principal.
Like any other beginning teacher, the PTA has a scheme that supports them for their literary expenditures and transport to school. This is the first time we are having a staff who is an impaired teacher. We are still struggling to adapt with his nature. So for now, we don't have a particular measure that we have taken to allow him teach in class as an impaired. He goes to school, the students assist him, install him, he teaches and navigates along the benches like any other teacher, and he uses his braille to teach.
Desmon continues to inspire young minds with his braille expertise, overcoming barriers and motivating others like him. Meanwhile, meet Elizabeth Yilla, a woman with a remarkable entrepreneurial spirit. Her story stands out because she ventured into the professional world after being internally displaced.
Our house was in Dichami, Belocom. So, because I'm a sister to a late commissioner, the one who sent me to school. He built a very big house, and the house was very accessible because he understood that I was dealing with many people with disabilities. In 2018, in May, the house was burnt down when this crisis just started.
The 59-year-old who lost her sight at the age of 12 has been crafting beaded accessories and ropes for tethering domestic animals for some time now.
When I became blind, I've tried many things. And there are some that you do which are perishable. But with these groups, I visualize that each year, goats used to give birth to many kittens, meaning that the market can always be there. So even if they're there for how long, people will still buy it.
Elizabeth has also shared her skills with other visually impaired persons, teaching them the craft.
Take one at the edge and then bring it to the middle. Take one this way and bring.
I have taken some time to weave this one that you see here like this. It's about 80 meters long. It's a laudable initiative. Before I started doing it, I had enough time to be sleeping like a fool during the day. But now, it occupies me very much.
Elizabeth is not alone in empowering VIs. Peter Tonaingong is another example of such empowerment. Peter is the founder of the Hope Social Union for the Visually Impaired, a safe space for visually impaired people.
It may interest you to know that I am a PhD holder in VIEW. So when I came back from the university, since persons with disabilities and persons with visual impairments in particular, employers hardly give them jobs. I thought that instead of folding my arms and sitting, I will be wasting. I said, let me use the little knowledge that I have in order to help my brothers and sisters. And so I had to mobilize my ESCO members, mobilize educated members of the group, and we had to come up with this project.
Peter outlines the activities conducted at the center, including teaching Braille literacy.
Firstly, we teach the visually impaired how to read and write Braille. Secondly, we teach them how to be able to move about using their white canes, because there's so many persons who become visually impaired at a later stage in age. They don't know how to walk, they don't know how to manage their mobility skills. Thirdly, we also teach them adapted ICTs. I'm having a laptop in front of me, which is an ordinary laptop like the one you are using. We have special softwares, screen readers, which if you install on any computer, a person with a visual impairment will be able to work on it independent of sighted assistance.
Although Peter is the visionary behind the organization, he relies on the support of a sighted assistant.
We decided to have at least a staff who is sighted, because we have so many of our members that stream in here on daily basis. Maybe they need some sighted assistance and so on and so forth.
In the office, I help my president in signing documents. For example, if he wants to sign a document, I take the pen to where he have to put the signature. Anytime that he needs any document, he will come and look for it, read it for him and all of that. I'm the one working on their Facebook website. I post all their activities that they carry out here on the Facebook page. And two, like some of them that are coming and learning Braille and computer. When they are done with their classes, I take them to the route, look for their bikes and all of that.
Today, a sister organization visits HSUVI to donate didactic materials to children.
We are giving you this as in order for you to learn well. We'll keep coming.
Peter's organization continues to provide a safe haven, fostering connection and collaboration among visually impaired persons. To provide further insight, an expert from the Ministry of Social Affairs elaborates on state policies designed to promote the integration of visually impaired persons.
We have the Regional Committee for the Socio-Economic Readaptation and Insertion of Persons with Disability called CONRA, which is being piloted by the governor himself. At our level, we have school fees exemptions. All children with disability and those born of parents with disability in all secondary schools benefit from school fees exemption. Visually impaired persons are also included. At the same thing at the level of the university. Coming to socio-professional employment, it's important to highlight that 2 years ago, the Minister of Public Service signed a text about age dispensation for persons with disability, which means that if they are launching a concours now and a person with disability is 40 and the maximum age is 35, that person can be able to write. In a nutshell, the state has well-guided policies. We have the text, and these texts are being implemented on the ground by our services. We have decentralization through the councils where they give them support, not only for equipment, but also to start up sometimes small businesses on their own, because socio-professional integration does not only mean that somebody has to employ you. They start businesses on their own.
The delegate highlights the ministry's role in coordinating sectors responsible for the integration of visually impaired persons.
All sectors are concerned. Education is concerned, vocational training is concerned, transport is concerned. public works is concerned, for example, they are building roads. We have to follow up to ensure that the roads they are constructing should be friendly for persons with disability. If a visually impaired person has to cross the road, or even the gutters, sometimes you see even the gutters, when they make gutters, there are small holes. It can be an obstacle for a visually impaired person. He can fall there. So we are actually following up with all these sectors to ensure that matters of inclusion, especially for persons with disability, are taken into consideration.
However, the socio-political crisis in the region has significantly hindered the implementation of these policies.
We have registered more persons with disability as a result of the crisis, because some persons' hands have been cut, some persons have received wounds. At the level of implementation, it's already very difficult, because most of these persons with disabilities, sometimes they are forced to relocate. If they start shooting a gun here, and a visually impaired person is here, you first think of escaping. So what about him? Behold, it's a very disturbing situation, but we have been putting our hands together with other stakeholders to ensure that with their own associations, those who can go to school, those who cannot go to school, we see exactly what, but the challenges are still there. And the crisis, even up to today, we know there are still so many in areas where we cannot reach, and we are working relentlessly with other stakeholders to see that we can bring them out of where they are, so that it can be a society where everybody is included.
Through the stories of individuals like Desmond, Elizabeth, and Peter, it is clear that these visually impaired people continue to carve out spaces for themselves and their peers, defying the odds to find belonging in the society. As we conclude this maiden edition of Breaking Barriers, let's remember to always foster an environment where everyone can contribute meaningfully to the society. Join us same time next week as we explore gender-based violence issues. Until then, goodbye.